That's great. You're already prepping for JEE. Nice. I think somebody in the chat is asking how long the session might be. I think it would be around an hour. Apart from that, good to know that I think there's folks from all around the country. So it's awesome to have you guys here and so curious about the field of CS and AI. So let's start with the session, guys. So I'm Disha. I'm a part of the team here at Scalar School of Technology. And we have here today with us Naman. So Naman sir has been a part of Scalar, and he's been a mentor to more than, I would say, like thousands of students. And he was also a part of Google's team previously. So that's a bit about Naman. I think he will be taking over from here.
Cool. Hey everyone. Hi. Am I audible? Hello. Perfect. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for taking out time today to join this session. And I will be your host for the day. And over the next 1 hour, we are going to talk about the topic, which is 5 things that all of you should know before choosing CS and AI. Just a moment. 5 things to know. Sorry, my pencil is not working fine. Interesting. Just a moment. No, before choosing CS and AI. Perfect. So we'll talk about learnings that I have had in my career till now, on how computer science works, on how software engineering works, how the careers in computer science and AI work, and want to share with all of you before you start your career so that you can make a informed decision. Let me introduce myself. I'm Naman. I have been working at Scalar, and currently I'm leading the AI products that we are building at Scalar. I have been a software engineer myself. I worked as a software engineer at Google. I worked as a software engineer at CureFit. I have been writing code since over 13 years now. So, pretty old guy in those kind of things. But that's primarily about me. Software engineer, product, AI, all of those is what I work upon. I also love teaching, and that's why at Scalar, I typically take sessions on system design. How do you build distributed systems? How do you scale systems to be able to handle millions or billions of users? That's about me. Um, Now, before I start the session, before I go into the main agenda for today's session, how many of you know about the psychometric test from Scalar? Can you all do a thumbs up if you know what is the psychometric test by Scalar? Okay, there are some people who know about it. A large majority of you don't know about what it is. So Scalar has a psychometric test that all of you will get a free access to in 3 days from now. So keep a check on your email. But you will only get access to this test if you attend today's session till the end. Okay. So please attend today's session till the end. If you attend today's session till the end, within 3 days from now, you will get access to the psychometric test. Some of you might be attending this session on YouTube. So in that particular case, a form will be sent on the YouTube chat stream at the end. Please fill the form at that particular time to get the access to the psychometric test. I think it's going to be very helpful for you to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, what are the careers that can be great fit for you, and make a good career decision. Okay, cool. Now, before I start, a quick poll. Um, how many of you are 100% sure that you want to pursue a career in computer science? How many of you are 100% sure about that? Maybe let me actually, yeah, so the poll might be on the screen. How many of you are 100% sure that you want to pursue a career in computer science already? That yes, this is the domain that I want to be in. That's it. There is no other thought, no secondary thought. The poll is running on for a few more seconds. I would love to know about all of you. Okay. At my time, when I made this decision, I was like very, very sure. Okay. In fact, I was getting other branches in other good colleges, but I was like very, very sure I only want to go into computer science, regardless of what. In fact, I will talk about the reasons why I went only with computer science in today's session. But yeah, I am happy to see that a good majority of you are sure, but still there are a good number of people who are not sure as well. That's okay. I hope today's session gives you some more clarity in being able to make that decision. Okay. Now, that was only that was the same thing that I wanted to know. I think it's good that majority of you actually are sure, but still it's almost like 40% people who don't know whether they want to pursue in computer science or not. So I hope today's session will shed some lights on that. Okay. By the way, in these sessions, typically we do get in between some questions related to Scalar School of Technology or the NSET exam by Scalar School of Technology. Unfortunately, I will not be the correct person to answer those questions. If you have those questions, please feel free to stay till the end of the session. I'm pretty sure you're going to learn a lot of things. And at the end of the today's session, we are going to have an EMA where we will cover all of those questions. If you have those questions, please put them in the questions tab of the meeting platform. On the meeting platform, you will be able to see the questions tab. Put those questions there. At the end of today's session, we'll be more than happy to pick those questions up. Okay. One last thing. If you are new to Scalar School of Technology, if this is the very first time you are interacting with Scalar School of Technology, and you are curious about a new age computer science and AI education in India, reply with a yes in the chat. Do a thumbs up, say a yes in the chat. Our team will get in touch with you and would love to know about you, would love to know about your interests. In fact, there is a poll also that you might be seeing on your screen. Feel free to say a yes there. Scalar School of Technology is what we call Stanford of India. It's a new age CS and AI education for the students, and I think it's getting students who are undergrad, who are industry ready from the day one, who are already working at the experience that maybe an experienced engineer will be working on. So I'm very sure that you should probably consider exploring about Scalar School of Technology in detail. There is a poll that's also going on the screen. Feel free to say a yes, and a team will be more than happy to reach out to you and answer any queries that you might be having. Okay, perfect. So let us start about 5 things that you need to know before you choose computer science and AI. And I will start with the first myth. In fact, it's very, very important to clarify this thing with all of you. Many people, whenever they think of a computer scientist or a software engineer, they think of the word coding. That's it. That this person, day in and day out, is sitting in front of the laptop. The only thing that this person is doing is writing code. More and more, they are writing code. They're just building features, sitting in front of a laptop. How many of you think that, yes, this is what computer science is about? This is what software engineering is about. You are sitting in front of a laptop, you are writing code. That's how your day looks like. Every day, 8 hours a day, you are writing code. Do a thumbs up if you think this is how the life of a software engineer is, the life of a computer scientist is. Okay, some people are saying it's going to be about calculations. Okay, fine, it's not. Okay, majority of you think it is that. The answer is no, it is very untrue. Many people call a software engineer just a developer or just a coder. No, that's totally not true. In fact, there was a research done around, I think, 10-15 years ago, that how much of a time average engineer spends per day actually writing code. How much percentage of the working day does an engineer spend writing code? Any guesses what the answer is? Any guesses what were the results of this poll? What percentage of a working day a software engineer spends actually writing code? The answer is 12%. That's it. They are only spending 12% of their working day writing code. What are they doing on the other 88%? On the other 88%, they are going through a lot of meetings. They are understanding the requirements. They are understanding what product to even build. They are doing the architectural design of that. An engineer, whenever they get from the business person or from the product person what feature to be built, they don't directly start building that particular thing. They first take a step back. They figure out how should the code be structured, what all functions should be there, what all files should be there, what all databases should I use, what all caches should I use. They spend, in fact, vast majority of their time just figuring out how will they code, doing the design. Once you have figured out that, once you understand the requirements well, once you know the design, then implementing it is very, very easy. In fact, many people say that, hey, with AI, what will happen to the software engineering jobs? In fact, with AI, the jobs of a software engineer will become very easy, because a software engineer 88% of the time was actually doing other things like meetings, figuring out the design. That 88% of the things software engineer will still have to do. Software engineer will still have to go through the meetings, will still have to understand requirements, will still have to come up with a design. But once the design is done, this 12% of the thing which earlier the engineer had to do themselves, now AI can do this. Engineer can just instruct the AI, hey, write a code for this, create these files, in this file create these functions, use this database, this is how this should work, done. And AI can do that. In fact, that is why AI will make an engineer more productive rather than replacing the jobs of an engineer. Why? Because the job of engineer is not just writing code. AI can write code, but 88% of the time an engineer spends actually doing the design, actually understanding the requirements. Those are not the things that AI can do as of the day. So, is everyone clear that the very first important thing for you to understand it is no, you're not going to be a code monkey. There are some companies where, yes, this is what the expectation from an engineer is, that just write the code in some services company, but that's not what you should aim for. If you aim for a good product company, any company that has their own product, you are equally involved in making what should even be built, what feature should be built, how should it look like, how should it be monetized, how should it earn revenue. So no, it's not at all just about writing code. It is a lot more than that. In fact, a good definition is it is about being an owner of what the product experience should look like, how the product should be, how the company should work. Okay, perfect. Sorry. Let us get to the second myth that I want to talk about. Okay, there are questions on what are the things that an engineer does on the other parts. Let me maybe list them now. The very first thing is, obviously, there are a lot of meetings. Okay, the next thing is you have to do design. What is design? Design is basically planning. Design is basically planning what all classes should be there, what should be functions in each class, so on and so forth. Design is basically a plan. Okay. Third is requirements. What to be even built, what are the things that we are planning to build, that hey, there should be a feature like this, there should be these many sections, there should be a button here. That is a requirement that comes from a business person or a product manager. Then of course you have to do a lot of testing. You have built a feature, but you have to then test it. You will maybe give different kinds of inputs to it. You will run it on a machine that is fast, you will run it on a machine that is slow, you will run it on a mobile device, you will run it on a tablet. A lot of those kind of tests you do. Debugging, if something breaks, you have to figure out why something broke. That is called debugging. Okay, there are more other things. Of course, you take coffee, you take tea, you do gupshup. All of those are things that an engineer also does. Okay, let us get to the next myth that I want to clear with all of you. If I ask you, what are the jobs, what is the job title that you will get after you complete your CS degree? What will be your answer? What is the job title that you will get after you have cleared your CS degree? Any word that comes to your mind? Software engineer, okay. What more? Okay, many people are saying software engineer, right? Or earlier people used to say just developer. I will become a developer. Okay, no. In fact, interestingly, after understanding computer science, after doing a degree in computer science, a lot many career paths open for you. In fact, as of the day, CS is analogous to tech. Computer science is technology. Technology is, by the way, in reality not computer science. In fact, even if a car is built, that's a technology development. Even if a robot is built, it's a technology development. Even if people are now able to build a rocket that takes to Mars, that's a technology. But as of the day, computer science has started to get considered as technology, because 90% of the technology improvements that are happening today, 90% of the technology related enhancements that are happening today are because of computer science, are because of software engineers, because of new things being built. Someone built Facebook, that was an engineer. Someone built Google search, they are an engineer. That is why computer science has become analogous to technology. That is why a lot of roles in technology open up for you when you complete the CS degree. There are, of course, engineering related roles. Engineering related roles are maybe things like you can become a back end engineer, you can become a front end engineer, you can become a maybe full stack engineer. Okay. Then there are roles related to product management. Okay, you can become a product manager. A product manager is a person who has discussion with the business teams, who understands what the business team wants to build, and then collaborates with the engineers in getting that built in the correct way. So engineer is there. Okay, product manager is there. There is a question that what is the difference between these kind of engineers? Very good question. Front end engineer is the engineer that is working upon the things that you see, the website, the UI of the website. For example, there is a button here, this color is there, this is the animation that is coming. This is what a front end engineer does. Back end engineer is working on the things that are working behind the scenes on servers. For example, when you do a Google search, one is the thing that you see in front of you. There is a text button where you will put your query. Then there are some search results that show up. But how did those search results get computed? How did Google go to millions of websites, found the relevant articles from there and showed them? That happened in the server of Google. That is the work of a back-end engineer. Everyone clear with back-end engineer, front-end engineer? Full stack engineer does both. They are able to do front end as well as they are able to do back end. That's why full stack. Okay. Product management, as I told, they are a bridge between the business teams and the engineering team. They will ask the business team, hey, what is the problem statement that you have? What do you want to be built? How should the things look like? After having discussion with them, they work with the engineers and get those particular things built. That is what the role of a product manager is. Okay, then there are, of course, you get a lot things to do as an entrepreneur. In fact, CS is the best degree to do if you want to become an entrepreneur. Why? Because any idea that you have, you can build that. You can build that as a startup. Almost all of the big companies that you see as of the day, they were started by engineers. They were started by coders, so as to say. Mark Zuckerberg is an engineer. Google's founders, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, engineers. Okay, even Flipkart's founders, engineers. Scalar's founders, engineers. The reason why engineers have this power is they can just build things. That's it. They are at the place where the technology is defined. If you don't know what is possible in technology, you cannot build a lot of things. What is possible today in AI is something that the engineers who are actually building with AI know the best. So they can come up with very interesting ideas. They can build businesses out of that. They can build startups that, and that's a great thing to be. Okay. So yes, FAC is full stack engineers. Okay. That's the second thing. So is everyone clear that yes, computer science is not for you to just be a developer or just be an engineer? It is a lot of career paths that open up for you. Okay, you can become, of course, an engineer, product management, entrepreneurship, a lot of career paths open up for you. Okay, cool. Now I will talk about some hard things as well. Okay, so while both of these things are good, right? It's not just coding, you will have a good life. It's not just being an engineer, you have a lot of career paths, especially you can be a startup founder. But let us talk about some hard things as well. Computer science is going to be lifelong learning. If you want to become a good computer scientist, by good computer scientist, I mean making millions of dollars. Okay, even in India, by the way. Okay, even in India, a lot of engineers, for example, a lot of my friends who started with me at Google at this particular time are today millionaires. Okay, the reason is you get crazy salaries. The Google stock also grows up. For example, when I joined Google, since that particular time, Google stock has become 3x. So even if you got 1 year of stocks, it becomes 3 crores and you have a lot of money. Okay, so if you want to keep getting that across your life, computer science is a domain where you will have to keep on learning lifelong. You are committing to lifelong learning if you want to become a good computer scientist. In other domains, technology does not change that fast. For example, how cars were built 50 years ago, more or less they're being built the same way today. How electricity used to be transferred 50 years ago is more or less how it is transferred today. But software engineering is changing every year. It's changing every month. What was possible with AI 2 years ago is very different from what is possible in AI today. It is going to be very different from what is going to be possible in AI in 6 months from now. 2 years ago or 3 years ago, there was no chat GPT. And today, all of us are using chat GPT like crazy. 3 years ago, there was no one who is building AI products. Today, everyone is building AI products. This is the power of technology. New programming languages will keep coming up. New programming frameworks will keep coming up. Okay. So, important for you is that you be a lifelong learner. Good thing is that fundamentals remain the same. A good computer science degree will teach you fundamentals, that those fundamentals are going to remain the same regardless of how the domain changes. But then you have to be curious. I will recommend all of you to invest in yourself becoming curious. You should keep reading newsletters, you should keep reading articles, you should keep reading books to keep yourself updated with where technology is going. It's not difficult at all. Even if you spend 1 hour extra a day, it's much more than enough. But if you do this, you will have crazy amount of outcomes coming to you. You will be able to make crazy amount of money. You will be able to, even more impactful thing, you will be able to move the world where you want it to go. If you want the world to be in a particular way, as an engineer, you have the ability to be able to do that. Okay. And for that, you have to be a lifelong learner. You will have to keep on learning new technologies. There will be different programming languages. There will be different programming frameworks. There will be different concepts that will come up. For example, people expect that 5 years down the line, quantum computing will become very powerful. So maybe even today, I know that 5 years down the line, I will have to learn quantum computing. And the only way in which you can do that is you should really love this field. You should not be here just for money. You should be really curious about how the world can be, how beautiful the future can be. Because if you believe that the future can be beautiful, as an engineer, you will have the power to make the future beautiful. And that's a great thing to have. Okay. So that's the third thing I will say. You are committing to lifelong learning. Don't say that, okay, 4 years of degree and then uske baad ashy ash. No, there is not going to be any ashy ash. You will have to do lifelong learning. You will have to keep on learning daily. But if you are learning daily, if you love computer science, then there will be so much money that there will be a lot of ashy ash. You will be able to get the good cars that you want to get. You will be able to get good houses that you want to get. It will be there. Just you have to be a good learner. Okay. Is it clear with all of you? And she gets both. Okay. It's reality. Okay. It is not daunting at all, believe me. In fact, it is very lovely once you see the kind of impact that you can have out of it. It's powerful. Okay. Fourth thing. Fourth thing is it's going to be ambiguous. Okay. What do I mean by this? Ambiguity means lack of clarity. Okay. See, all of us definitely love security. All of us love that, hey, I mean, this is what I'm doing. Now I will keep doing this for my whole life. My life is sorted. Okay. That's good. I mean, of course, in some aspects of your life, you should have that security. Okay. But in the work, I'm not saying this is going to happen in your personal life. Your personal life will probably be very secure. But in terms of work, in terms of what you have to do, there will be some sort of ambiguity. So you should be comfortable with ambiguity. It's no problem at all that if you are having ambiguous situation, if you're uncertain, it's perfectly okay. For example, even today, I do feel uncertain every day that, hey, what if this comes up tomorrow? What if that comes up tomorrow? And that's fine. That's okay. In fact, that's a good thing that you are sitting at a place where you are probably able to think where the world might go future. Because if you are at a place where you are able to think where the world might go in future, you get the opportunity to take it where you want to take it. So it's a powerful thing to have. It causes uncertainty, it causes ambiguity. For example, as an engineer, someone will say that, hey, let's try to build that. You will say, no, let's try to build that. Everything will sound very awesome. Everything will look like that's also good, that is also good. It's a good problem to have, in fact. It is a good problem to have where you have five different ideas and all of those five are looking good, where you have to actually choose which one to take ahead. Okay. It's a very good problem to have. So be comfortable with ambiguity. Don't say that, hey, everything needs to be crystal clear to me. No, they will not be. There will be some sort of ambiguity. There will be some sort of doubts, and that's okay. Okay, that's fine. This is the norm of the life. Okay. And now comes the fifth thing, which is computer science is the most democratic field. It is the field where skills really outweigh anything else. Skills are greater than literally anything. No credentials matter. I will give you some very interesting examples for this, for that will make you wonder how big or how beautiful the world is if you are a good engineer. Okay, and why it is so much meritocratic. CS is very much meritocratic. Question for you: how many of you? Okay, which country do many of you aspire to go into, if not in India? Let us say, which country? I'm just curious. Which country do many of you aspire to go into? Let us say, if not in India. Okay, I can already see in the chat, most of you are saying USA, and some of you are being even more specific in USA that hey, in USA also, I want to be in California. I want to be in Silicon Valley. Correct? This is where the tech is being built. This is where the open AI is there. This is where Facebook is there. This is where Google is there. Everyone is in California. So, how do you go to California? Okay, how do you go to US? One of the biggest problems that people face is plain. One of the biggest problems is people face visa, right? Getting a work visa, H1B visa in US is very difficult, right? It's lottery based. A lot of people apply for that, etc. But CS is such a meritocratic field that if you have the skills, if you can build systems, if you are a good engineer, it is very easily possible for you. In fact, I know many of my friends, I know even many of my juniors, I know even many of my students who already have an O1 visa. O1 visa is people of extraordinary ability. People of extraordinary ability. This sounds very daunting, right? How will I get a visa on people of extraordinary ability? Interesting thing is, if you are an engineer, if you keep on taking part in hackathons, you win some hackathons, you have maybe written good articles on maybe any website like maybe even Geeks for Geeks or even other websites that are there related to software engineering. If you write articles, if you have maybe good engineering skills, if you are able to get an internship offer at a good company, if you win some hackathons, you can actually get an O1 visa very easily. And O1 visa has no lottery, nothing. You can go in the US. I mean, I'm saying this is how much it is possible, regardless of which college you came from. Be it tier two, be it tier three, be it IDs, everything is possible. Okay. Second, regardless of which college you came from, you can join whichever company. Many of my friends who are from the same college, I'm not from a tier one college. I am from a college in Gurgaon, which is a tier three college. But I was able to go into Google directly after my college. And that is what is possible. Even the type of degree does not matter. You have BTech, you have BCA, you have BCS. If you have the skills, it is such a meritocratic field because in this field, you have to build yourself. If you know how to write code, you have some idea, just write the code of that. Put the code on a website like GitHub, and that's it. Show people in the resume that you have built this particular thing. Anyone who needs engineers, they will just come to you that, hey, I saw what you had built. I am interested to, what we say, have a discussion with you on that. And you have the discussion, you get the opportunity. Okay. This is how democratic the field is. Okay. So there's a question: should someone choose a particular specialization? It doesn't really matter. Core CS is the thing that is most important. Now, on core CS, whatever specialization you do, it should be basis your interest rather than do it basis this, do it basis that. Okay. If I was there, I would have done a specialization in AI because that's where the future seems to be going like, but doesn't really matter. Okay. Sorted. Now, let me maybe give you some advice. I think I have told you 5 key things that you should know about. So, talking about the last thing, right? Democratic. And I think I already can see from the chat that many of you have questions on this, which is how do I choose the right college? How to choose the right college? Okay. By the way, even before I talk about it, one important thing is that uh, at the end, in computer science, if you are meritocratic, you will be able to get to the dream that you want to get into. It might be 2 years down the line, it might be 5 years down the line. I don't think it will be 10 years down the line, but you will be able to get that. Okay. A right college, a right education system can just fast track by when you can get to that particular goal. That's the thing. So it can help you go there in a smart way, in an accelerated way. It can accelerate your growth. And by the way, acceleration is very, very powerful. For example, interestingly, in computer science or in software or in tech world, the growth happens like this. So if you start 2 years down, if you start, let us say even 2 years down, let us say here you start versus someone starts at this particular place. At a particular point, they will be a lot behind because this person will be compounding even faster, right? So that smartness, that hey, how am I able to get there faster, also does matter. Okay, so right college should help you do that. By the way, I myself, when I chose the right college, I was not smart. I had made a I had just chosen the right college basis that hey, the hostel rooms should be good and the food should be good. I think I should have definitely looked on more parameters, but frankly, the important advice is that long term, it's you that matter. If you are meritocratic, if you are determined, because of the field being so meritocratic, you will be able to get to your dream. Okay, one way or other, you should look towards what helps you get to your dream place in a faster way. Okay, step one, please don't worry about the brands don't matter. Okay, for you, what you study is going to matter more than where you study. For example, I think as I told you that hey, all of the good companies hire from all of the kinds of colleges, so that's all good. Your resume, your GitHub profile, etc., plays a lot role. So don't end up joining a good college, non CS branch, if you love CS, in favor of maybe a CS at maybe not the best college or not the top college. That doesn't really matter. Don't go for brand name. If you want to do CS, if you know CS is great, if you know CS can open a lot of meritocratic path for you, go in CS. Please don't end up saying that okay, this is an IIT or this is the bits, even though it's not CS, because that actually has more impact than the name of the college. Okay, so that's the very first advice that I want to say. Okay, so brand, don't run behind brands. Second, and I will give you a very good example of this. Please prioritize peer group. As I have grown older, I have realized the benefit of peer groups more than anything. There is a reason why all of the innovation happens in Silicon Valley in California. Internet got invented there. AI got invented there. Why? It's because of the people who are there. It's because of the environment that is there. An environment of innovation, an environment of pushing each others to build great things, an environment of meritocracy, an environment of less bureaucracy is what makes Silicon Valley always be ahead. Okay, that's the peer group that is there in Bangalore. In fact, that when we were figuring out where we should build Scalar School of Technology, the reason why we decided to have Scalar School of Technology in Bangalore was because that's the peer group of Bangalore. Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India. The kind of innovation that happens here, the kind of projects that people are working upon here, you cannot replicate that. If you're at a place where a lot of startups are being built, you get access to a lot of opportunity. You can go to something 10 kilometer away or like let's say 10 minutes away, you have startups. You have a lot of startups with you. You can get a lot of opportunities with you. Okay, this is the thing that in my opinion matters a lot. If the college that you're going, so in peer group, how do you check that? Please check the coding culture of that college. Have the seniors of you built good projects there? Okay, have do they have good coding profiles there? It matters a lot. Okay, this is what I will say. Okay, um, and at the end, frankly, just be meritocratic, keep building things, learn things for the love of it rather than what it is going to give you at the end. Have long-term thinking, and I'm pretty sure that all of you will succeed. Okay. There's a question, which language should we start? Ruchil, doesn't matter, to be honest. Every programming language is 90% same. There are few additional things in every programming language. There are few missing things in every programming language. Okay. So learn any one programming language very well. If you learn one programming language very well, learning anything else will be easy. That's why no good company cares about that. Hey, do you know this language? They care upon your core fundamentals. If your core fundamentals is good, everything else you will be able to build upon that. If I had to recommend someone to learn a programming language today, I would recommend Python though, because Python is kind of the programming language of AI. as well as it is very, very easy to learn because it is English like. Okay, cool. Uh, there's a question, what if as a student we don't have much coding? Array, you don't need to know coding till the time you start the college. College is a good enough time to learn enough of programming. Okay, if you know, that's great, but don't be pressurized. No, you don't really need to learn coding before your college even starts. Okay, so don't worry about that. Know the coding culture of the college, because if the college has a good coding culture, you will be able to get into that. But you don't need to know that earlier upon. Okay, cool. Perfect. Is DSA, because I will take up the last question. Is DSA mandatory? The answer is see, DSA is a very good proxy for your problem solving skills, for your IQ, for your smartness. Like in UPSC exam or NTSC exam or KVPY exam, you are asked a lot of questions on reasoning. The reason is because if you have good reasoning skills, if you have good aptitude skills, you're going to be smart. Even though in the job you will not be doing that in day-to-day basis, but that is a good proxy for are you smart. For engineers, that is what DSA is. So knowing DSA will actually improve your IQ, will make you smarter, and that's why it's helpful. It's very easy to learn DSA if you are learning it the correct way. In fact, I think every Scalar School of Technology student, I think we can very confidently say, is very, very confident in fundamental DSA just because of that. Okay, good. Perfect. I think I've already told about the relevance of software engineering in AI. No, AI will not kill software engineering. In fact, by the way, one very good quote that I had seen about this is when tractors were invented, people told that farmers will be no longer needed because now tractors have come up. You don't need a farmer to plow the field. Okay, the answer is in fact, after that, farmers increased. Why? Because after that, it became easy to plow the fields. Because it became easy to plow the field, now anyone could plow the field. Now, because anyone could plow the field, people started producing things at a large quantity. Everyone started getting abundance. Okay, there were a lot of different kinds of fruits available, there were a lot of different kinds of vegetables available. This is how the world changes. Please develop in yourself an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset is that whenever a new technology comes up, whenever anything becomes easy, now more people can do that thing. Because more people can do that thing, the humanity gets a lot of variety. If humanity gets a lot of variety, innovation further starts accelerating. Everyone has access to things that they did not have earlier upon, which is very good for humanity. Okay, so now engineers will not reduce. Now everyone will be able to build things. Because everyone will be able to build things, there will be a lot of code around you, there will be a lot of interesting things around you, your life will be much happier. Okay, so yeah, I think that was all that I wanted to cover today. What I would do is, I know there are a lot of questions, and I think we're also almost at time, so I would want to hand over to my co-host now, who can take up your questions related to Scalar School of Technology or any other questions that you might have about your career as well. Okay. So thanks all for being a good audience. It was lovely talking to all of you. I'm look forward to see you maybe sometime in future. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn as well. Happy to advise you on anything that you might need. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much,
so much,
Naman.
Naman.
So, hi everybody. I'm just before I take some of your questions, let me just give it a check. So, I think related to uh, I would say your more, I would say, in-depth questions about DSA, Python, and stuff. I might not be the best person to answer that, but I'm more here to talk about who is conducting this session today. So I know you guys have already attended this session. I want to talk more about us, the host. So my name is Disha, and I'm a part of the SST team here. So by SST, I mean Scalar School of Technology. We are a CS and AI college based out of Electronic City in Bangalore, and we do have a 4 year undergraduate program in CS and AI that we conduct here at our campus. So that's a very small bit about SST. what we do is kind of different. Our curriculum has been designed by 100 plus tech leaders, and it is something, it is like a very different experience compared to any other college or institute who is working in CS and AI. So that's what we do. That's a little bit about us. Moving on to some of your questions then. Um, I think one is when will we get the test? So I think if you're speaking about the psychometric test, let me just explain what that is. So it is like a test where you could kind of understand where your interest lies. So I know some of you might just not understand where exactly your interest lies, but it is like a set of questions that will kind of get you to that answer. So that will be shared with you. The psychometric test will be shared with you within the next 3 days. So that's one of the things. The second question is how do we get into Scalar School of Technology? So the process is very simple. You have to get in through our exam called NSET. NSET is this test which has basically logical reasoning as well as mathematics. We don't have tests related to chemistry and physics, as you guys who are in 11th and 12th already might know. It's not relevant to CS. So we are very updated that way, which is why NSET test is based on logical reasoning and mathematics. Post that, we have a round of interview. And if you are currently in your 12th grade, we have I mean, if you finished your 12th grade, some of you might have just entered or stepped into your 12th grade. But if you finish your 12th grade and you're looking for an institute to do your degree in CS and AI, I would recommend you to check our website, Scalar School of Technology, where you registered for our event, and you can get to know the entire process as well as what to study for NSET and the interview as well. So that's a little bit about how to get into SST. Then is it necessary to have a coding background as a student? No. So I'll tell you a bit about us. So we have almost like a 30%, 30 to 70% ratio of people who know coding as well as who don't know coding. 30% being the students who don't know sorry, who know coding, and 70% being the students who don't exactly know how to code or even don't even understand the ABCD of coding. Like they don't understand anything about coding. They start from scratch here at Scalar School of Technology. And as some of you might already know, we have an internship report that we had recently published, and all of the people who were from CS or non-CS background got an internship. So whether you know coding or no is not a hurdle, which is why we have been established here or we have chose to be established here, is so we could teach you that from scratch, from I would say day zero, from level zero is where you learn. So it's not necessary to have a background in coding. Um, Please tell about the placement. So related to placements, as we have currently, we were established in the year 2023, but we have Scalar Academy, which is the company that's where it started from, which is around 10 years old. So about the placements, there's basically 3 years. Students have completed one or two, or they've completed 2 years and going into their third year. Out of those students, we had a 95 or 96% actually placement rate in internships, and we've got the highest stipend that we've got in the second year of college is 2 lakhs per month, and an average of the top 10% of the batches 90,000 per month. So that's a little bit about what we have as placements. Apart from that, we have more than 1,400 companies who are our placement partners, and we have basically good relationships with the company. So that is a little bit about the placements. Um, what mindsets or habits have you developed during your school days or college days? Okay, I think this question was particularly for Naman, but he's left the meeting. So yeah, um, I think about Scalar I've already explained. Placements I've already explained. Related to the placements, what we can do is you could actually visit the website, and there is a placement report that we have had released from an external source, which means that somebody from outside our company analyzes and makes a report basically of what kind of internships the students have done. And that's how they kind of take it forward. And it's published publicly on their website as well as ours. So you can check it out on our website. It's freely available. There's also a poll going on right now. If you are not looking at the screen, it would be great if you can just quickly answer this poll here. Moving on to another question. Abdul, if you're a part of, I think Abdul Rahman, you've been selected for SST. So, firstly, congratulations on that. It's great that you are here and you're attending this session. I for details related to the counselor, if you're a part of any of the communities, so as you know, each intake we had a WhatsApp community that we ran where you could ask your questions, stuff like that. You can find my number there, and I could basically help you reach to a counselor, or I'll just note down your name and I will reach out to your counselor and let them know to give you a call. I think placement again, we've answered. Um, if I follow full year SSC syllabus and do all practicals by myself, can I develop skills up to 70 to 80% of an SSC students, even though I'm self-studying and not learning from their teachers? Not exactly. So I think the question needs to be framed in a better way. I'm not clearly able to understand what this means. But if you're trying to say that you would rather self-study, and after self-studying, would it be possible to reach the skill set of an SSC student? I would say no, because of two reasons. One would be the peer group. So you're always in competition with 100 other people who are uh, basically coding, who are learning faster, who are getting better than you, who are getting ahead than you. So that's one of the things I would say about SST. And plus, our teachers are top class. They've been part of companies themselves like Google, Microsoft, MasterCard. So they've been a part of companies like that. So that's a little bit about. That's why I would say it's not possible to do something that an SSC student is doing. But just self-studying, of course, you have to be highly motivated and have the kind of connections that require you to reach there. That's what I would kind of say. Um, Apart from that, let me see if there are any other questions that can be highlighted. Um, Regarding referral code, um, I think Shrestha, you can actually go and look up some videos about us on YouTube. There are some students that can help you out with the same. You can reach out to the students. We have multiple students who are also content creators on YouTube and are popular. You can just look up Skiller School of Technology students and you will find some of them. You can reach out to them over LinkedIn, or you can find codes in their YouTube channel as well. So in case you need a referral code, you can definitely go to the students channel and look it up. So I would not be so Geeta Gayatri, I would not be the best person for cybersecurity branch related details. I'm more specifically into what CS and what we do here at SST. So regarding what degree do we provide at SST, we provide a BSc honors from BITS Pilani, which is a 4-year degree from BITS Pilani, and we also have another degree option from IIT Madras. And with that, we also do give an option in case you want to pursue a master's. So we have a master's option from Guelph University, which is based in UK. So you do get an opportunity like that as well in terms of the degree. If you guys are looking for your counselors, I would suggest You look at your dashboard if you've already gotten an offer, or if you're a part of the WhatsApp communities, you can always reach out to me. I'm a part of the communities. You'll see me as an admin there a lot of times. So just uh, don't hesitate to reach out over DM. I can help you out there. Yes, you will get a scholarship if you apply now. We have actually recently launched a scholarship. I would say a part. So I don't know if any of you know. Do any of you know Prasanna Sarkar? Is there anyone here who knows who he is? I think some of you know who Prasanna Sarkar is. So it's equal. I think a lot of you don't know. So he's basically the co-founder of Rippling. He's a tech billionaire based in SF, and he is sponsoring a few students up to a few lakhs. So that can go from 11, 12, from 0 to 11, 12 lakhs based on what your uh, JE scores look like, BIT scores look like, BITSAT scores look like. So just ensure that you go and check the website. The scholarship has just been availed, like started right now. He just started sponsoring students right now. So do take a look at it. There are high chances that you might get the scholarship as the competition is also lower, considering it's the last two intakes that are left. Just that you have to register early to get it. So Prasanna Sarkar is personally sponsoring a few students there. So definitely there's a chance to get a scholarship. So I think I've covered almost all of your questions related to, I think Parikshit is asking a question related to the branch, if CAC or ECE will be better. Um, I will just say it's like a gauge choice that you have to make yourself. Like Naman sir mentioned, you have to be interested in it. That's how you can go ahead in the field. You have to be truly interested. So, what are you interested in? For that, again, I would recommend go to the psychometric test, or I'm sorry, we'll be sharing the psychometric test on your email actually in the next 2 to 3 days. You can go take that test in case you don't know where your interest lies, and then make a decision. And related, and I'll just take a last question. Thank you, Alok, for joining in. So, Nishta, your question is, will JE marks and 12th marks be considered for scalar? Not exactly. There's of course a eligibility criteria, which is that you have to get 60 more than 60 marks in mathematics to apply or to be eligible for the program, because without that you would not be able to cope up with the intensity of what we teach here at SST. So you just have to ensure that you have more than 60 marks in your board exams in your uh, 12th grade. Um, in mathematics specifically. And with JEE marks, it's not really considered, but it is considered if you've been exceptional in academics overall. All of that is considered for your scholarship. So if you're applying to scholarship, your JEE marks, your overall academics do matter, like any merit-based scholarship. Megashri, you're attending YC, great. You cannot get admissions directly through it, but we have our code YIIC that we use. You can use that to enroll for the program, and we can see what we can do there. So I think, guys, that's it for the session. For more field-related, I would say, questions, the psychometric test will be sent to you. So make sure that you do give that test, and let's see where your interest lies, and you can make a decision post that as well. Apart from, of course, taking into consideration what Naman sir has said and making a decision, you can also take the psychometric test, and you can see where your interest lies. SST does have placements abroad as well. Yeah. Okay, guys, I think that's it. I will be ending the session. Goodbye, all of you. uh, do give the psychometric test whenever it's possible for all.